Are you considering adding acoustic panels to your studio to try to minimize the amount of sound reflection that you're getting in that space? If so, do yourself a favor and watch this video first. Hello world, my name is Matt Spa and I'm a photographer and videographer in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm also a guy who's very easily distracted by poorly produced audio. Whether it's something that I'm watching or a live show that I've gone to, if the audio is bad, it just starts to eat up bandwidth in my head, usually to the point that I can't even pay attention to whatever it is that I thought I wanted to watch. Getting good audio is not difficult. Even with an inexpensive microphone, if you pay attention to placement and you really take time to consider the environment within which you're working, you can get good, professional sounding, non-distracting audio. This video is not about microphones, and this video is not about mic placement. It's about that third crucial element, and that is taking into consideration the space in which you're working and taking steps to treat that space to get more professional sounding audio. If you're watching this video, I assume that you already know you have a problem, and of course, knowing and admitting you have a problem is the first step to getting help. And that you're here to get help and find simple solutions to dampening the sound reflections in your recording space. The primary way that people address this problem is by buying or building acoustic panels or getting foam and affixing that to the reflective surfaces in their room. There's some inherent problems with that. The first problem is, for me personally, I don't like the look of them. I just don't like the look of foam, particularly when it gets dirty, or the panels when they kind of start to sag and get a little bit of a gut on them. It's just me, doesn't really matter. The second consideration is what I'm kind of talking about. They're fixed in position. I like to record from different angles in this room, and I do a wide range of video and audio production in here. The dampening that I'm going to employ for voiceover, for instance, is very different than the dampening that I'm going to employ for recording an acoustic guitar riff or something like that. So I need some flexibility. I need versatility to be able to control how much dampening I employ and how far away that is from my sound source and my microphone. The last thing is, if everything's stuck to the wall and you have a shoot that's on location, you can't very well take it all with you. That's a lot of criteria to try to meet, but fear not, loyal viewer, and you are all loyal viewers, I'm sure, with the subscribing and the liking and stuff, right on. I think I have found an elegant solution. It is inexpensive, relatively. It is extremely effective in dampening sound reflections. It's portable, it's storable, and it can even help your videos to look better. And here's my elegant solution. This is an 80 by 80 inch sound dampening blanket made by a company called Vocal Booth To Go. I ordered 2 of them. Mine are black on one side, white on the other, and they have grommets along one edge. With the addition of a C-stand and a piece of aluminum and some cheap carabiners, I have a portable sound dampening solution plus a massive reflector that I can use for either positive or negative light fill. Credit where credit's due, I first saw these on Caleb Pike's channel, DSLR Video Shooter, and that's a great channel. If you are so inclined, please check him out. Caleb's solution used 2 blankets on a single C-stand, and it required a little bit more complex mounting apparatus at the top. And for me, it really was kind of overkill. To hang mine, I'm just using a 3-inch grip head at the top of my C-stand. And in that grip head, I've got a 7-foot long piece of 1/2-inch EMT conduit. It's aluminum, so it's stiff enough to hold the weight of the blanket. Best of all, a 10-foot length of it only costs about $4. I ordered 2 of these blankets, black on one side, white on the other, with the grommets, which I think is the most expensive configuration you can get these in. And with delivery, tax, everything, I was out for less than $120. So very, very affordable. The only other thing I had to buy was the carabiners, and they are a whopping 98 cents a piece at my local Home Depot. The usage applications for these things seem almost limitless. When I record my videos now, I put one behind the camera with the black side facing me. It's not only stopping sound reflection, but it's stopping any light that's coming from the far side of the studio from contaminating my shot. I put the second one on the side opposite my key light, and with the white side facing in, it becomes a reflector that helps fill in the shadows on this side of my face. Obviously, if you don't have a dedicated space in which to work, you can set them up and break them down as you need them. I have found too that they're heavy, but they're not so heavy that you can't hang them on existing curtain rods. And in that case, they become a little bit more like conventional sound dampening, where you're treating the perimeter of the room, not only for sound, but also for light. In audio situations where I'm doing critical mixing, I have found that if I put one in front of and behind the mix position, they not only give me a more focused sound, but I seem to be less fatigued after extended periods of trying to do mix work. And I think that's mainly because my brain is just not having to process all the additional sound waves that would be bouncing around the room if those blankets were not in place. With the addition of a couple of grip heads and a small length of EMT, you can create a voiceover booth, and I've found that you can open it up and record acoustic instruments in that same space. Again, just a ton of versatility and flexibility. One thing that I will mention is that when mine first showed up, they had a little bit of a manufacturing smell and they were pretty wrinkled. I used my steamer to get those wrinkles to relax. I threw them in the dryer for 20 minutes with a couple of dryer sheets, and when I hung them back up, all of that was gone. The company makes them in a bunch of different sizes and configurations, with the black, the white on one side, grommets, no grommets. Check out the website that's linked below and you can see all of that. I hope this was helpful to anyone who's looking for ways to up their production value by creating cleaner audio. If you liked it, show the world by giving a proud punch to that thumbs up button. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing and ringing my bell. But most of all, tell 2 friends. I'll see you in the next one.